My God, that's Jason Bourne.
Hi, Paul.
Hi.
Why to wait 9 years to return with Jason Bourne? You were interested in him before, or you wanted to work in another project?
Well, I think the honest truth is that we didn't have a film before. There wasn't one that I could feel, that Matt could feel. There's no point trying to make a movie if there isn't one, if you don't have one inside, you know. It just took that long for us to come up with one that we were all comfortable with. As soon as we had one, we went and made it.
I know who I am.
When we are finished with you, you'll no longer be yourself.
I remember everything.
Come back after so long has the risk to being repetitive with things that have already seen before in the previous movies. Did you take that as a challenge for you?
Yes, I think it's always. I think that's your biggest fear, is that you're going to repeat yourself, that you haven't got anything new to say. I think that waiting so long really helped, because it meant that when we came back we were fresh and we had some new ideas and the world had changed, and I think we were able to come back with a film that is authentic to the Bourne franchise but also sits in today's world.
Tell me.
The new program, Iron Hand. It's even worse than before.
My God, that's Jason Bourne.
Hold on! Bloody Sunday, United 93, the Bourne Saga, the Green Song, Captain Phillips. The most of your movies has dramatic...
Give me a headache just thinking about all that filming.
The most of your movies have dramatic issues, but also political issues. Why are you interested in this type of stories?
I don't know, really. I've asked myself that. It's just the way I'm made, I suppose. You know, I come from a sort of documentary background, so I've always been interested in how the world really, you know, how the world feels, how it works, what it looks like, and I've always tried to make the films reflect that in some way, you know, whether they're sort of entertainments like Bourne or, you know, films like United 93. I always want them to feel urgent and real and crackling with the sort of electricity of a world that's constantly shifting.
They said my father was killed by terrorists.
He wasn't killed by terrorists, was he?
He has to be put down.
I know what you did.
The next bullet's in your head.
Jason Bourne, the film, is not just a sequel, but also an origin story. Why do you consider important to still looking towards to the Bourne past?
Well, I think he's always been a character in search of his identity from the very first one, the Bourne identity. You know, he's got this dilemma at the heart of his character, which is, was I always a killer? Was I born a killer, or was I turned into one? Which is it? If he's born a killer, then he's got no hope for redemption. If he was turned into a killer, then he must have been good once. Do you see what I mean? So he's desperately searching for the answer to that question, and I think when the Bourne stories work, you follow Bourne as he finds a little piece that illuminates his true identity. One piece, but it's never the whole picture.
You're never going to find any peace. Not till you admit to yourself who you really are.
Which action sequence was harder to make, the Grease sequence or the Las Vegas sequence?
They were both pretty damn difficult, I have to be honest. I mean, I suppose the Vegas one is probably the more spectacular, but I wouldn't say there was much in it. They were both big, complicated, took a lot of time to plan, a lot of time to shoot. They were very challenging. The first one had a lot of crowds and explosions and, you know, interaction. Vegas scene obviously had the huge car chase, which was quite a lot of fun, I must say. I think audiences are going to love them both.
Yeah.